In the last video, it was focused on navigating around Adobe Creative Cloud Express. Now that you are in, you've selected an infographic template, you are ready to create. So again, this is what I turned it into, and this is what I started with. So once you have your template, what you can do and notice on the right-hand side, there's nothing. So you might ask, how can I edit my text? How can I add an icon and change the color similar to how I did this first time? So what I want to point out is everything I click on, your editing options pop up on the right-hand side. So since I clicked on the background of this image, I can simply click here and change the color. What I want to point out is it also says suggested. It gives you some different colors that they think might go well as part of the color palette for that project. So I'm going to say for this one, I'm just going to leave this one tan. The text, when I click on it, you're going to see there are tons of different options. So obviously I have my text that I can write here. I can change the color, what the font looks like, the size, if it's center aligned, if it's curved. What I want to point out is then down here is some transparency, which means if it's see-through or kind of like a watermark. And then again, I have shape, shadows, and outlines. And you might ask yourself, well, how can I use that? Do I want to add shadows and outlines and all kinds of fancy stuff the whole way around? And to give you an example, I used it for my subject headings and the different things. So you can see this is importance. That one has, if I zoom in even further, you can see it's got a black outline with a shadow, whereas the regular text is just plain. So you want to find a way that is not only going to stand out, but is also legible. You don't want to use bright yellow text on a black background. You want it to kind of pop off the page and be legible to read. So that would be for the text. Those options are completely different. Same with the icon. This one has a book with apples. I can replace it. I can change the color. I can flip it upside down, change the opacity, do all different types of things. What I've seen some people do is get their template and they just start deleting every single thing, which I would not suggest. Otherwise, you're just going to be starting from scratch. So again, anything you click on, all of those editing options are going to be over here. To add those new things, if I want to add text, and let's say I like the style of this one that says National Cocoa Day. When I click on that, you're going to see that it's going to pop up on the page. Now, what I can do is the first thing is I can double click on it and you can see I can change the text, the color. But what I want to point out is you can see it has something underneath it. It says December 13th. When I click on it, these items are grouped together. I can simply ungroup. And if I don't like this small text of December 13th, obviously I would be able to move the National Cocoa Day and I would be able to delete it. So there's some really neat text that are under there that you can obviously change to make your own. Same with photos. If you have photos that are already saved through your Google Drive, or you can just search. But if I'm going to use the Adobe stock, simply clicking on that one, after it takes a second to load, it would obviously be right there. Same with icons. There are tons of different icons. I was using the plastics in the ocean example. So when I select a bottle, there's a ton here. I was doing ocean. There's some waves. I did turtles. There's tons of stuff here. So the cool thing is when I click on this icon, that icon is going to show up top. When I select it, you can see here's the color. I can change the color of it. Again, make it transparent or not transparent. And you have a ton of different options. What I also want to point out is sometimes, like right now, this turtle is in front of the text. If I want it behind the text, I can hover over here and select the layer order. So I can say, all right, I want to move it to the bottom. And now you can see, obviously I can move it to the back and group it and whatever I need to so that things are on top of. So for example, the turtle right now is behind this white text is what I would maybe want. Also, if you have some text and you like the way it's laid out, rather than making all those changes and edits the same again, I can click on it and I can simply hit duplicate. And then all I need to do is drag it where I want, change the verbiage or the words, and then I can do it obviously again. And that's what I would want to do. So you have that option with icons and photos and text and all that kind of stuff, just to simplify things and maybe click on something and obviously duplicating it. So that is how you edit items and add items. And in the next video, I will show you how to finalize as well as share it to Schoology.